Derek Carr trying to lead the Saints to a playoff appearance this season. It would be the first for Dennis Allen as a head coach in the National Football League. Allen getting a year 3. Derek Carr really good in the final 5 games of last year's regular season. Saints went 4-1, just missed out on the playoffs at 9-8. Carr with our Jonathan Jones.
Jonathan Jones alongside New Orleans Saints quarterback Derek Carr. Derek, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Second Saints training camp. First with Clint Kubiak as your offensive coordinator. Usually takes a little bit of time with any new offense. How are you dealing with any sort of growing pains, and how are you trying to accelerate the learning process?
Yeah, one thing I've been doing is, I've just been trying to get double the practices, so whatever my reps are, that's one thing. I was like, maybe if I, get some more reps at it in that sense, I've learned about 8 to 9 different offenses, So I was like, this time around, I was like, before practice, I'm going to get here super early, run through the practice one time, then run through it again when we do it.
Really?
And so I just double up. So if we get 24 practices in, double that up, at the end, and if we get 30 practices in, double that up, so like for me, that's what I've been doing, all off season, and now just to try and get ahead. And there's still going to be mistakes because you got to do it full speed in live reps. Still things you're getting comfortable with. There's some reads I'm very familiar with, and I can do those in my sleep. But there's some new ones that, I'm still growing comfort in those. And we're trying to find which ones are going to be ours for the season. But it's been a fun process, and Clint is an amazing guy to play for. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Your offensive line, pretty new look offensive line. Got a rookie left tackle in Taliese Fuaga. Just what are you seeing from them? We've had 3 straight days of padded practices out here.
Yeah.
I know yesterday I heard about the defense and how they were letting everybody know how they performed yesterday. Seemed like they had a decent day out here as well, but also you guys were in a lot of unique third down situations today, right?
Absolutely. So, they stop us twice on a third down, but percentage-wise, if we're over 50%, that's usually a pretty good day for the offense. So we'll let them jump around and shout and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've been getting after it, both sides of the ball. The beautiful thing about our team is it's been so back and forth. It's not just one-sided. So it shows you, especially with good competition, that we're going to be pretty decent on both sides of the football. We got a long way to go, but you talked about Tali. Tali, man, I'm just so proud of his work ethic, his mentality. He's quiet, but at the same time, there's a violence to him, and it's like he's very meek, but that there's power, under control, and when he lets it loose, man, it's so fun to watch. And so, again, he's a rookie. He's going to have growing pains, and that's part of football. That's part of life. But one thing I learned from Peyton Manning is like, hey, you got a young guy playing there, you overcome it. That's one thing Peyton would talk to me about. He's like, you're the quarterback, learn to overcome things, and you just keep. And that's obviously we know the reality of situations, but that's the mindset as well. If he has a bad play, how can I help him on that play? And so all those things come into play.
Speaking of mindset, Derek, I know you talked a lot last year about blocking out the outside noise, about being better, not taking that stuff in or allowing it to come in. Were you successful at doing that last year, and are you getting better at it?
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely did a good job because, the process took longer than we thought it would. But that last half of the year, that last 6, 7, 8 games, whatever it was, we really played really good football, especially on offense.
And you did.
Yeah,
individually, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've been doing it long enough to understand that, these things do take time. Just like this has taken us time, but we're getting better and we're getting pretty good at it. So for me, you just block it out and you continue to grow and you continue to be good. And I got a great organization, got great, relationship with Mickey and DA and great conversations and understanding. And, they're very encouraging too. They're like, we knew we all wanted it right away, but we understand, we're bringing you in to be the quarterback here. It's going to take some time for everyone to get used to everything.
Sure.
And so, for us, it's been a good growing process. But we just picked up right where we left off at that last half of the year. We started playing some really good football, started making a run at it, and that's what it was supposed to look like. And so hopefully we can continue that, from the jump. But we've worked really hard at that unity, that bond, that culture, going into this season.
What's that next step for Chris Olave? Because he has a really solid year last year. What's he have to do this season?
Well, one thing in this league is, we did win 9 games. That, it's a winning year. But, when you win games, you go to the playoffs, then people see you more. And I think the more more people see Chris, the more jerseys are going to get bought from little kids, the more fans and fantasy owners are going to want him. He's just a dynamic player. He's unbelievable. He goes out here. It doesn't matter if he has a bad rep. The next rep, I'm coming right back to him, and he makes a huge play. Like, his mindset is unbelievable. Football is competitive. It's going to go their way sometime. It's going to go your way sometime, but he never stops. And I think that's the one thing I love about Chris is, he's another guy. He's quiet. He's not going to say much, but he's going to show you every rep. Like, if you don't bring it that rep, he's winning. So, and even if you do bring it, he still might win. That's how good he is. But, there's one thing about him is like our trust in just, learning where he wants that ball, and, me showing him, telling him where I need him and things like that. And we had some big ones today, and things we talked about. I need you right here, and he does it. And that right there is growth for both of us. That just, that's the next step, right?
Yeah.
Us growing together, and that's really all it is, because we all have it in there. It's just doing it together on time.
And then last question for you, Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Right. There's a business aspect to it, and I'm not bringing that up with you, but what's it like having him out here, that veteran presence back there, as well as, we can talk about him being a veteran, but he looks pretty spry, right?
He's unbelievable. His 0 to 100% is quicker than anyone I've ever seen.
Really?
That's why.
Even now, 29 years old.
Even still, like, they do the numbers in there on our little chart, on our sprint machine and all that kind of stuff, and he's still like the fastest, like 0 to 60 guy like that we've ever seen. And like, I'll say this about his whole situation too. I think like him just being here says the most he could. He doesn't even have to say anything. Like, he is like, look, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to go out here and risk everything, so to speak, business wise. We're talking relatively.
Sure, of course.
I'm going to risk it, but I'm going to be out here. And whoever he's trying to get that message to, I hope that speaks, volumes to them. That, hey guys, I'm still here for the team, and that's what AK's always been. He's been a great teammate for me since I got here. He's been a great leader. How he goes about his business, and like you said, that screen he caught today, that would have been a pretty big one.
Yeah, tell that to the defense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Derek Carr, thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
Here's how Carr failed the first 12 compared to the last 5. Obviously, the team performed much better, but Carr was a big reason why. Completion percentage went up 8%, and the touchdown to interception ratio had more touchdown passes over his last 5 games than his first 12 combined, and he cut those INTs down as well.